guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Neo of Ahhhsoneo. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am coming at you today with not one but two-part series that's part of my how-to series. I have some older videos where I talk about how to do something. So I have like how to manage your luxury obsession, how to manage your makeup collection, and how to use up your products and do an empties post. So I'm adding that today with a two-part series on how to start your luxury collection. So this is a two-part series. The first part is going to be on your mindset. The second part is going to be on actual money tips. So if you'd like to see more about this, stick around, and then after you watch this, make sure when I put it up that you watch the second video too. If you're new here, subscribe. If you've been here before, please comment, like, share this message. I know it's something a little different. I didn't do an unboxing, I didn't do makeup. I'm just here chit-chatting away. But it was something that was in my heart for me to share, and I really hope I helped somebody today. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm doing my video today on how to afford luxury items, and I was really just going to do like my 5 tips financially of how to afford luxury items. But then I noticed sometimes in my comments in my videos or in messaging I have with people or on my Instagram account, people will send me emails or comments making, you know, a type of comment where they say, oh wow, that's really nice, I can never afford that, or oh wow, that's really nice, I can only afford fakes, or something like that. And so I was kind of thinking about it, and I thought, you know, sometimes I feel like the difference between people who buy luxury items and the people who don't, or people who choose not to. And again, okay, maybe I need a disclaimer. So guys, I'm gonna do a disclaimer first. This video is not bashing any one group of people. It's not praising any one group of people. It's just a video I wanted to do as an observation, and I wanted to do it because of something that I've noticed in my comments and sometimes my emails, where people ask, you know, how can you afford this stuff, or what are you doing to afford this stuff, or just comments like that. So I wanted to kind of do a video where I'm talking about people who choose to buy luxury and people who choose not to, and just tips on how, if you're interested in buying luxury products, becoming someone who buys them. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so again, I'm not saying anything about either group. Let's carry on. So yeah, so I get a lot of messages from people either saying, you know, that's nice, how can I get it, or that's nice, you know, but I can't afford it. And it really just made me think, because for me personally, I feel like there's a lot of difference. Not that for me personally, I feel like there's certain people who like to buy luxury for whatever reason, and then certain people who don't. And then there's also that group who wants to but doesn't. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about the tips I'm about to provide. There's gotta be a lot of editing in this video. So first, I'm gonna start off by saying that if you are someone who looks at luxury videos on YouTube, or you get the magazines, or you are very interested in participating in the luxury community, but for whatever reason maybe feel that you cannot but want to, this again is for people who want to. Must be clear. So I've just come up with these 5 tips for people who want to participate in this community on how really, for me, I look at it as a mindset shift. Before you can even get to the finances part, which I'll talk about in the second part of the video, you just have to do the mindset shift. So some of you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I'm very interested in law of attraction and how that works, and not just law of attraction to get material things, but law of attraction, vibration, frequency, what it means for us to be people on this planet, and how that all ties into having the life that you want, And for my purposes here today, the things that you want. So yeah, okay, so I am talking about material goods, let's be clear. But I think the lessons that I'm going to share today, the tips I'm going to share today could be, you know, extracted and applied to other things as well. So I hope. Okay, so the very first tip for this one is very, very simple. Decide that you're going to buy something. Make the decision. I think it's a very simple tip in life, because a lot of times a mentor taught me this years ago. He made the observation that he found with a lot of women is we never make the decision. We find all the reasons why the decision will not work and then make the decision. But we never make the decision that we're going to do it. And a good example of this is deciding to run to become president of the US. A man will wake up one day and just decide to become president. A woman will wake up, think about becoming president, think about all the reasons why she will never become president, and then never decide. The man just woke up and had that thought and did it, or decided to run. The woman had that thought and 15,000 other thoughts and then never made the decision. So yeah, it's a very simplistic example, but an example it is. And it was something that's, anyway, so his piece of advice for me was something that's always stuck with me. And if you are part of the whole law of attraction community, or someone who's interested in all those things, it's something that's very applicable, because you don't think about all the reasons why this will never work, or all the reasons why you cannot afford something, or all the reasons why you're not that type of person. You just think about what it is that you want, and that becomes your focus. And part of it, I believe, is a quote I'm going to give that I believe came from Henry Ford. If not, I'll correct that. But it's whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. And I think that's very applicable, because if you've already told yourself that you're not the kind of person to buy luxury, or you're not the kind of person who can afford luxury, then you're right. But if you tell yourself, I am the kind of person who can carry that purse, I am that kind of person who can buy those shoes, you're right, you are. And so, and I know we'll like I said, there's a part 2, we'll get into the money, but in my opinion and in my experience in life, if you believe you can do something, the universe conspires to help you do it. You know, the things will fall into place to help you commit it. You'll change your own actions to help yourself get to something. So yeah, so that's important. First, decide what it is that you want. Decide what it is that you want and commit to it. 2, another thing about getting to that mindset that, okay, I want to be a part of this luxury community, or I want to buy and start my luxury collection. Do your research. What is it about an item that you want? And not just the item, but the brand. You know, so we have people who say, well, I really like Louis Vuitton, the canvas. And you can look at the history of the Louis Vuitton canvas from the 1800s, from the monogram print, the damier print, all the new crazy prints that they're coming out with now. You know, you can go to the when you're in Paris, you can go, I believe they have something too in New York, but they have museums and exhibitions and so on where they talk about their brand, and they really get to know people, to see the craftsmanship and what it is about this brand that's made it last decades, centuries, and why people are still clamoring for it. You know, whether it's Dior, Fendi, or any of the newer labels that are now becoming the labels, research them and find out what it is, what makes them iconic, what makes them expensive, what makes them high quality, although quality is always an issue. But do your research. It'll make you fall in love with the brand more. It'll make you more committed to, I'm really going to purchase this item. It will make you more comfortable with your decision if you're maybe still kind of questioning that decision. Yeah. Okay. Number 3 is create a wish list. And I've got a video, I'll link it down below. It's my 2018 wish list, luxury wish list. I have yet to purchase a single item on the wish list, which I find shocking considering it is already August. But you know, I've been distracted by other little things, which is typically what happens, but I'm working on it. But you know what? Create a wish list and make it as extravagant as you can. You know, put on there that most expensive thing that in your mind you've never thought you can afford. So what? It's just a wish list. It's just putting your wish out into the universe. And it can be part of your vision board. It can be part of your something that you carry around with you. But it's something that really puts it out into the universe and puts it out for you that this is something that I want. So if it's, you know, put on your purse, put on your shoes, you know, put on your car, put on your dream house, whatever. Just make it as part of like your vision board for this part of these things that you want. And if you have that purse, I'm gonna go back to saying a Speedy because obviously a Speedy is on my mind. But if you have that Speedy on your wish list, it's kind of seeing it, you know, you put it somewhere where you can see it daily. You think about it, it kind of helps you focus. It kind of helps you focus your energy, your commitment, and your own, you know, thoughts that, hey, I really want this and I can get it. A great place to create a wish list, of course, is Pinterest. And so I'll link my Pinterest down below. But if you're pinning the pictures of the purses that you want and you're looking at that board here and there, it just reinforces that decision that you made, right? And that's key. Number 4 is be persistent. Be persistent in keeping the vision in mind, keeping that decision, and then being persistent in the activities that you take towards reaching this goal, reaching this item that you want to get. Being on the press forum and reading entries, posts where people were talking about, I ate ramen noodles for months so I could buy X. Not that I think it's that deep that you have to, you know, restrict your diet to buy something, but to me it's an indication of people's persistence and focus, that they were so determined to get something that they changed their actions to be able to get what it is that they wanted. And again, this applies around whether it's buying a luxury item or reaching some other goal. It's like fitness competitors, bikini models, and when once they make that decision that, hey, I'm going to enter this bikini competition, they change their activities and they're persistent in the desire to reach that goal. And so their activities and what they do day to day changes to help them reach that goal. So being persistent is really key. Being persistent in how you're organizing your finances, being persistent in keeping that goal, that wish list, that desire in mind, it's all very, very key. And last but not least, which is actually one of my personal favorites, is number 5, and that's tying in that purchase, that experience, that thing that you desire, tying it into its own experience. So I know there were the little Neverfulls and the mini pochettes from Louis Vuitton that have like Hawaii on them, or New York, or what's the other one? Mexico, Cancun. I think it was Cancun. So if it's your first time in Hawaii and that's where you're able to buy that purse that you've wanted, it kind of ties it into the experience. If it's your birthday, if you know you're treating yourself, if you have another goal like, hey, once I get this promotion at work, or once I get travel somewhere, tying in that purchase to that place, it kind of makes it more than just buying a luxury item. It really makes it more of a tactile experience for you, and so it helps you cement that goal of, I'm gonna get to this item. So yeah, so alright, a little bit of a different video today, but it's just something that I wanted to share because I'm really often kind of thrown for a loop when I get these messages saying, hey, how can I get X? And I'm just going, well, just, you know, to me, I'm like, just decide you want it. And I understand there's more to it than that, but I honestly feel like if you just start with that decision, if you stop telling yourself that you can't afford anything, if you stop telling yourself you can't afford experiences, anything, you'll be surprised what you can do, what you can afford. Once you start telling yourself, I can afford this, I can buy this, I can experience this, I can be happy, I can be loved, I can. You know, it's like the train. I think I can, and yes I can, and yes I can. If you can be that kind of person, whether it's just luxury goods or, like I said, experiences, like relationships, jobs, etc., it will make such a huge difference in how you see yourself, how the world sees you, and what it is that you can get. So thank you so much for checking out my videos today on 5 tips on how to start and how to afford your luxury collection. Start part 1 focusing on our mindset. How to change our mindset so we can have the things we want in life. That's what I should have called it. How to change your mindset so you can afford the things you want in life.